Today, take a look at the VEVOR drill bit sharpener. So we got our instructions, we got our power cord, and here is our chuck. Nice oil coated, so we don't have to worry about any rust affecting this thing in shipment. Wow, that glides very nicely. So these are our collets, and they are labeled on the box. So this is a 3mm. And if we look inside, we can see that is going to grab that bit at many different points, and it'll just squeeze together. So it's going to be fairly forgiving on the size of the drill that you can put in there. And here is the beast. So it is a bit heavier than I was expecting. There is a lot of material inside this guy. It's also going to be great to make sure there's going to be moving around on your desk. So it looks like the whole interface is right here on the front. Oh, nice. So we got spots for our collets. So it's 6 holes across, 2 holes down. This one in the top left is a spare. So we got a total of 11 different collets that is going to be included with this set. So I do like how neat everything packs up on that. So this is my largest drill in this set. This is a 1/2 inch, and it says that is approximately 12.7mm. So I'm going to use my largest size here. This is it says 12 to 13mm on the case. You can see there's kind of a lip right here, and that is going to be so the collet can sit inside of that. And we can run our drill through it, and we're going to get it so that it's not tight, but just so it's kind of holding it kind of snug. So here on the side, this is going to be where we actually set where the drill is going to sit inside the chuck. So the way this is going to sharpen it is going to line up everything with this flat here and this flat here on the other side. So to make sure that the drill is lined up correctly, we need to line up that flat with the flats of the drill itself. So you can kind of see how this line goes across. We need to line that up with this. On the back, we got this gauge, so we're going to line up this arrow with the number that we're going to. So if we wanted a 3mm, we'd have that 3 pointed at it. We're going to about 13, so I'm just going to set it to a 13, pointing at that arrow. And we can see right here there is a flat, and it kind of curves down right here, so that's going to allow us to actually get this guy in, kind of offset, and then when we turn it to the right, that flat will engage with the flat on the bottom. Then we can push the drill in, and we can line that up, and you can kind of feel it lock. So you can feel it stop. Then we tighten up that chuck. So that drill is set, and if we look at the back and we look at the front, that should be lined up. On this side is where we're going to be actually doing the cutting. So if we look in there, we can see our grinding wheel. So that's going to be what cuts. You can also see it if we look in through the top. That is going to be our grinding wheel. So this is for grinding the lip relief, and this is for grinding the point angle. Now, if we want to change the center, we can actually adjust that by moving this knob right here. And if we want to take this cover off, we can loosen up this nut, and this whole thing will slide out of the way. You should not run it with this off, but if you just want to take a closer look, you want to look at the fan blade, then that is going to be an option. So if we look right here at this disc, this can actually rotate left and right. And if you look at that from the side, you can actually see that that is kind of curved in as it goes down. So that's going to be what gives you that rounded curve. There's a flat on the bottom and there's a flat on the top. So the drill will go in. You can see we've got a little bit of ways to go, but it is already making contact with that blade. All I would do is spin this, give it a rotation, and this blade would grind it on down. And we can also change the angle. So right now it is set to 118 degrees. We do have an Allen that came in the bag with the instructions. So all I would have to do is loosen that bolt up, and then we can change that angle. So it says we can take this all the way up to 135 degrees. And we could take that all the way down to, looks like 85 degrees. So this is 90, and it can go a little bit further than that. But I probably would not go past the 90. For me, general purpose drills are 118, so I'm just going to leave it right there. And then if you want to cut the lip angle, you can see there's a couple of those spring pins in there. So you're just going to line up the flat with that. And then as this goes down and it makes contact with that grinder, it is going to cut the lip angle. Now, if you find that's not perfectly centered, we can loosen this guy up. You can see it's on a hinge right here, so that will bring this whole thing up and down, so that will hit at a different point on that wheel. So here we've got a drill that has seen better days. If you kind of look at the corner right there, see that guy is broken off. So this one is a 7.5, so I'm going to use the 7 to 8. And I'll set that to 7.5. So first we want to turn it on and let that motor spin up. So it says to give it about 10 seconds, but it did not take nearly that long. So we got to get this guy engaged. There we go. I'm just applying light pressure and spinning it back and forth until I can no longer hear it grinding. Then I'm going to flip it around, do the same thing on the other side. So that actually worked very well. see that is a brand new surface on that. Now maybe you had a drill that was really messed up and you need to cut it even deeper. It's not a problem, because all this is going to do is going to shave off a little bit and get you a new surface. So all we got to do if we want to do it again, loosen that guy back up, put it back in, reset it, and we can go in for a second cut. And you could do that as many times as you need to until you get down to fresh metal. So let's go ahead and take a look at the lip angle. And just slowly letting it go down. And then rotating it ever so slightly so it makes contact with both of those pins. And there you go. Now you can see that second cut. So that is my new lip angle. So that's something you cannot get with a lesser drill sharpener. And you can see what it did to that point. So that is going to make it so this can actually start with a nice sharp tip. Oh yeah, that is cutting no problem. Cool. So we have got a brand new drill bit. So yeah, if you're looking for something to give you nice factory looking cuts on your drill bits, that is going to be the guy that you want.